Okay, welcome back to Theme Journals. I'm April, and as you know, tonight we're doing our shakers, but I had a little mishap on the last video I did, so this is the second time I'm doing it. So let me show you some prototypes. So this is what we're going to be working on tonight. See, the idea is you're supposed to be able to move these around and to look at what's in there. All right. Okay, so that's the idea. I did terrible stitching on here, as you can see. Hate that stitching. Anyway, the stitching looks bad on all of these that I've done so far. So what I've done is, as an experiment, instead of doing it the way I was, I've stitched around it and I'm putting stuff in one side, and in all three of these sides are already sewn. So I was able to sew it from this side, and the stitching on the bird on this side looks better, in my opinion anyway. Feel free to disagree with me. So that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm filling up this little pouch of doodads to and I'll tell you which way I like better. Oh, some of these ephemera like to stick together. Or not ephemera, but little beads and doodads and gewgaws. That's what my granny would call it, gewgaws. 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 Oh boy. Now there's an old-fashioned word for you. Now the idea when you stick stuff in here is to try to get it up, especially the bigger pieces, so that the pretty side faces up, because these won't be flipping around like the small ones will. I have all different sorts of stuff, and yes, I did find my stars, if you were wondering. And so I'm putting stars in here. Oh, and I'm putting one little eyeball as a joke to tease my mother, because she would say to my sister and I, "Now, girls, you be good and behave yourselves, and I'm going to keep an eye on you." And then she would go into a different room completely, and I could never figure out how she could keep an eye on us when she wasn't even there to watch us. So anyway, that was just my childish reckoning on that. So now I'm using myself. Hi, Mom. Yes, my mother does watch my channel. Thanks, Mom. So anyway, yeah, that's too big. See, after all that, getting this together last night, these are too big now. So what I've been doing is I've been putting a medium size crystal heart in there, and then I put a small little crystal heart in here. Okay. Now the advantage of doing it this way is now I can turn it back over, align my stitches up on both sides, and go ahead and finish the last line of the last thing of stitches. All right. Let's try it this way. All right, now let's see how the top stitch worked on that last side. All right. Yeah, I like how it turned out. Now here I don't mind leaving the strings, and I don't like long strings like that. So I will take the long strings and shorten them a little bit. Sorry, I can't do this while I'm trying to cut stuff. Okay, so I don't like these short strings, but I don't like them long. So that's what it looks like compared to that. Yeah, that's some bad stitching. So I'm going to let the bad stitching be on the netting side, because there's extra little pretties on here to distract from the eye from the terrible stitching. That and the netting tends to hide it. Okay, so I'm not even going to demonstrate the first method I was doing on the first video that I had to sort of delete. I'm just going to continue doing it this way. And what you do is you just use a pair of scissors. These are really dull scissors, so maybe they'll get sharpened by using this particular netting on it. So the idea is to shake, 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 and you can sort of bend it so you can sort of see what's in there. See my eyeball? I'm keeping an eye on you. Oh boy, I cracked myself up. Oh boy. I cracked myself up. Yes, indeed. Okay, so I like this, that the second method I tried, not the first method. So I'm not going to try to show you the first method. So I'll show you how I did it start to finish on this. So I started on one side. Now the first time I did this, I didn't do a backup stitch, but I'm going to do a backup stitch now. And I'm going to do a backup stitch when I get over here. So I can just do one straight line across, and I don't have to worry about finishing, what I call finishing the stitch. And if you want to know, the sewing machine itself is on stitch number 1. At the top it says 2.5. And the bottom says 3.5. I'm not exactly sure what those numbers mean. I have my speed on the left triangle of gear number 2. I know some machines don't have gears, but everybody can understand that. I think, I hope. I also decided on a green instead of a brown or a purple that I was thinking on. Oops, sorry. Okay, so you can see it's a pocket now, right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to show you how I put in each piece of ephemera. So this is a bigger piece, so I'm going to put that in first. And like I said, you can sort of hold the card like that, and use, let me show you sideways maybe. At a curve, and it gives you more room, if that makes sense. Okay, so all I do now is put them in like so. And it certainly beats the way I was doing it, that's for sure. All right. These are little sea beads that really love to run everywhere. So they're putting in the sea beads that are really super small. Now, one thing I do need to warn you about, you've got to experiment with your sea beads. to make sure, see how these seed beads are too, the netting holes are too small for these to pop out of. But if you have bigger netting, then you need to make decisions on the little pretties you use, because you don't want these pretties popping out through the netting, because you lose the idea of the shaker altogether if that should happen. So I just stuffed some sequins in. I'm going to put some little gold seed beads. Well, they're not really seed beads, but they're gold. They're more like, I don't know what you want to call them, but anyhow. I'm going to put some silver sequins. I've got more sequins, so I can always open another package of them. Put some red, put some okay, so let me show you what it looks like right now. Okay, here we go. Now the pearlescent ones, these ones, as pretty as they are, they've got static cling on them. Yeah, static cling. And then I'm going to put some more super small beads in here. They're clear and like a gold color. So I just put some underneath my thumb, and then I just drop them in there. So this is what it looks like now. And then I've got circles like this. I just paper punched them out with my single punch. I did these up for Christmas. I used up all of the glitter paper I had left over from Lagrima del Oro for, you know, these ones. So. And then I used these color ones for ornaments on the Christmas tree for the Yule journals. So save you the stuff that you make if you have extra of it, because you never know when you might make a shaker. That's a true story. All right. And I put the lids back on every time I pick them up, because I do not want to play 5001 pickup. And I don't know if I told you, but I did find my stars. So put those in next. Try to do a little bit from each of the pouches I've decided to see the stars. Yeah. That I want to do. Put one tiny little eyeball in there. I think that's just hysterically funny. And I've been putting a silver button in these, but that's my last silver button. And that's it. So what we'll do now is turn this over. You want to make sure all your pretties are below this line here. So when you turn it over, you're not sewing through a pretty, if that makes sense. Now what you want to do is line up this line here with that middle mark right here. I don't know if you can see that. But what the sewing machine people or the sewing seamstresses call the middle mark of your there. Now I've got my hole on the other side exactly where it is right here, but on that side. You can't see it, but it is the same hole. And then you just do a back stitch, 2 stitches, and then you come forward. All right. All right, now, So that looks way better than my first couple of ones. And yes, I do use the screwed up ones because, you know, making this ephemera is time consuming and I'm using supplies and I'm not going to waste my supplies. Now what I may do is I started, because I like making tags so much, I started making a tag collection of every single tag I've ever made. It goes in this book. I might do the same with some of these tags, but I will not waste them. So see, oops, sorry. And the idea is it's supposed to shake. And to see what's in there, you just curve it like that, or you can curve it like that and just look. Pretty nifty, huh? Okay, that's why they're called shakers. So that's how I'm going to do this for the rest of the them. All right, now I think I'm done with the 6 tall ones. Let's see if I am or not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I thought I had them separated. I could have sworn I had them separated. All right. Okay. Now we're going to put these under here so that they don't go flying. All right. Now, because these are slightly smaller, we may not be able to get as many in here. That's okay too. Remember to reverse. All right. All right, so you just start the process all over again. So we'll put a big heart in at the bottom. And we'll put the sea beads in, and you use what you have in from your stash. Just go from there. It's quite a bit of fun. A lot of the stuff I'm using, my friend Linda gave to me a while back. And I know I'd be able to use them sometime, but I wasn't sure for what project and exactly what. But these little things that she gave me are coming in real handy for the shaker. Yes, indeedy, McFreedy. All right. Okay, so this is what it looks like now after putting a few things in it. And I'm just gonna, oh, look at what I got. I could use little things like that in here too. Now, as you can see, I missed that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill this up and put it to the side and then get my glue after I am done with the video, and I will put some glue on that before I sew it. Basically, I'm putting a little pinch of this and a little pinch of that, like you're, you know, making dinner. And only you can tell when you want it, when it's full, all right? No one else can tell you about when it's full. So I'm going to put one of these little hearts at the top. And then I'll go and put some Christmas ornaments in here. So what I think I'll probably do once I'm done with this video is I'll sew on all the netting and then put in all the beads and then sew all the tops at once. That way I can get all the sewing done, and then I can do all the stuffing and then all the sewing of the tops done. I think that's how I'll probably go, because otherwise I'm going to be at this all night. And I do not want to be at this all night. As much fun as this is, I got other stuff I need to do. Like get the video for tomorrow prepped. I'm experimenting with a few things. And yes, I definitely need, where did it go? I know I flipped one of these little things somewhere. No, there it is. All right, so now I have the little ornaments in that I used for Christmas. Now I'm grabbing the little eyeball. I'm keeping an eye on you. Okay, so that's what it looks like. All right, and I'll just keep and I don't know if I told you, but remember these from last night? They're actually too big. Most of these are too big now. What in the world happened to that thing? Yeah, I thought they would be too, I thought they would be big enough or small enough, but they're not. This is about as big as you can put in here. That and that piece. All right, folks. That's how you make a shaker. I hope you had a lovely time with it. I know I'm going to have a blast. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so now. Please like. And if you find value here, please share. And if you would like to show me what you're designing for my videos, you can join me at theme-journals on Facebook. And you can find me, and it's a private group, and of course I'll say that you can join, and then you can put up your creations on my Facebook page, and then look at, if you've missed a few videos, I try to post the video links there as well, and post different things that I'm doing outside of the videos. So anyway, you all have a lovely evening, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.